Hello everyone, today I'm reviewing The Quiet Ones, the new film from John Pogue, who is best known for Quarantine 2 Terminal. Everyone knows how brilliant that was, don't they? That had nothing to do with the first film. The Quiet Ones stars Jared Harris. You know, he always has to be in these little horror films and stuff, and appear in them. And then we have Sam Claflin, who is best known for recently being in The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. Then we have Erin Richards, Rory Fleck-Byrne, and Olivia Cook. Olivia Cook is like the girl in this that they are all doing the experiment on, the who's got possession. So the story of The Quiet Ones is sort of a group of students that are at this place. This guy, he likes to film stuff. He's got a Super 8 camera. I don't know why I'm doing that because that's how I thought the Super 8 camera worked. Jared Harris is the professor of the Oxford University, and he wants to do this experiment and get the guy to film it because there's something happening with the money and things, and they have to move to this house and stuff. The Quiet Ones is from Hammer Horror, who recently did The Woman in Black, well, Hammer. And after The Woman in Black, I thought, okay, they're going to do their return to horror. They're going to do this creepy, good stuff. Because The Woman in Black, it did have its jump scares in there, but it had those moments where, like, Daniel Radcliffe, his character, would look out the window and the woman would just be stood there. There wouldn't be any music or any noise or even jump scare music. And there's one scene where he was sat, like, in the lounge and you see a mirror and you just see her walk across the shot. And that was creepy moments for the film because it wasn't something screaming at you. It wasn't a loud bang. It wasn't something just to prod you and make you jump up, because that is not scary. If there's something just jumping at you in your film, that does not make your film scary or creepy. It's just, like Mark Komodo said before, it's cattle-prod cinema. If, like, it's like if a friend jumps out at you and screams at you, you jump. This film is generic, horrible, and just boring, and it's like an hour and a half, and it feels way longer than that. It feels about 2 hours long. The Quiet Ones, I was hoping for a good horror from Hammer, but it's just really, really disappointing. There's some moments in it that I thought worked, but this film is like proper film, but also sort of found footage, because you have the guy with the Super 8 camera, but he's running like through fields at points, got lights on, and it adds maybe to points of it, but it just feels really out of place. And like Hammer were like, hey, you know, there's found footage films coming about now, maybe we should try it in a film to see if people like that aspect. It's really, really disappointing that I was hoping for something good, but it's full of generic, annoying jump scares and fake jump scares, where there's one scene, I'm sorry, it's a spoiler here if you actually want to go into The Quiet Ones, but this guy is stood in his room. You see the camera moves, so you can see that it's pointed over his shoulder, so the window's properly in shot, and then there's a massive like bang and a scream, and there's a guy out there with a torch shining underneath him. It's just one of the guys from the house, and he's like laughing at him, and it's just like, that's a fake jump scare there, but you wanted to sort of scare the audience at the same time by being like, we fake jump scare, but you know, it's funny to do, isn't it? And there's a final jump scare where you think everything's done and just something screams at you, and it's just... The Quiet Ones is stuff that we have seen before, so many times before. It's about possession and all things flying across a room, and look, there's ghosts and all these other things like screaming and things jumping and stuff. It's not scary, it's generic, it's unoriginal, and really, really stupid. It's just, the script is really weird and off as well, and Jared Harris just seems incredibly weird in this, and it went somewhere where I wasn't really expecting. Well, I thought could understand what was going to happen, but it's just like it went in a really unexpected, stupid way, and had a really generic ending that felt like it wasn't from Hammer. It felt like it was just some other generic, horrible horror film, and goes in sort of maybe the same path as Parallax would do the Mark Ones. So The Quiet Ones is really disappointing horror that brings nothing new to the table. It's not fresh, it's not good in any way to me. I was incredibly bored by it, and you know, I was just like that, bored like that, and every now and again just have the loud banging like you jump out of your seat, but that's not scary for your film. The things that I will find scary is if there's something in a shot and there's no noise to it or anything, but you're like, oh shit, there's something in the shot hidden behind them. That's the things that sort of make it's scary. But when you have these loud bangs and things screaming at the camera, that's not proper horror. It's scary horror. That doesn't scare me in any way. And The Quiet Ones gets a 3.5 out of 10 from me. It's just generic, horrible horror that wasn't exciting or fun or good in any way. The cast do an alright job with it, but it's just in the end felt like a really generic horror, like the ones we were getting in like 2008 when we got The Unborn, and when they did the remake of like When a Stranger Calls. It felt like it was in sort of that sort of aspect, and it's a shame that I expected better from Hammer. But yeah, if you've seen The Quiet Ones, I know it came out in America yesterday or today. I saw it on the 11th of April, but I have just taken so long to get around to review it because of moving in here and writing my dissertation and stuff. But yeah, The Quiet Ones, just I wouldn't really bother with it. If you like horror, maybe you might like it, but I just didn't like it, and I'm a big horror fan, but it wasn't fresh or good or anything. And I'm babbling on. Good on this. Goodbye.